Hello and welcome to Diablo 3 Status Update, episode number 21. I am Mac10 and today is March 27th, 2012, and today we're going to be talking about Diablo 3's potential as an esport. Now this is something I've been thinking about for a long time. I think it's something that can really grow the community. I think it's something that can make the game a lot more powerful, can make it a lot more profitable, can make it a lot more fun, and can increase the scene and the lifetime of the game several times over. I was actually thinking of something like a Diablo-themed Dota, and someone on the official forums did that, and everybody basically berated him all to hell. So it's something that I've been thinking about. The Dota thing was just sort of an interesting side note I thought about, but really just like the arena system and how can we make this arena system entertaining enough for spectators to really want to watch it, even if they don't play the game all too much. So I did a little bit of research, just poked around and prodded on where I could find this, and apparently Jay Wilson is pretty much saying over my dead body when it comes to turning the game into an esport. So that's kind of a big obstacle. However, when PvP does come out, first of all, if we don't get it, if we, the community, don't get an esports format in PvP, we can still make an esports format. And by make an esports format, I mean, we're still going to have the arena system like we do in WoW, and based on the vantage point that you have in Diablo, it's much more esports friendly rather than World of Warcraft. But, let's see here. I also found a interesting Battle.net post about wagering within Diablo 3, and this is something that I dug up from September 22nd, 2011. It was posted by a former MVP named Sixin, who I believe is the same Sixin that is affiliated with Team Evil Geniuses. And he said, it's something Force, and Force as in Force SC2. And I brought up at the press event back in July, gambling, replays, and observer mode to PvP. Jay Wilson said they're all cool ideas and they want to do them, and they want to do at some point in time, just later, ... on down the road. So it's clearly being thought about by the higher-ups at Blizzard. Oh, and another thing is, Blizzard has changed their employment page to include different job spots for esports. Now, these aren't... before, they've had job spots specifically for promoting esports for StarCraft 2, and promoting esports... well, for StarCraft 2, their esports game. But now there's just like vague, open-ended, looking for positions for esports-related stuff. And so now that that's up there, it sort of brings to the question, well, what are they trying to turn into an esport? I think World of Warcraft, especially with the Mist of Pandaria expansion, is really pitching toward a crowd that's a little young to be interested in esports. They're a lot more interested in playing the game than watching people play the game. And I think that StarCraft 2 players are the most likely out of any group of Blizzard players to be Diablo players. Now, I know the WoW guys will probably flip shit on me for that, but I think that in general, people that play StarCraft 2 are probably going to be the largest demographic of Blizzard gamers that will cross over into Diablo. So I think that's one of the reasons they could be recruiting those esports people to do more stuff with Diablo. Either way, I think Blizzard as a whole is doing more to become more involved with esports in the year 2012, more so than ever before, and I think as time progresses, they are starting to become more and more involved with esports, because a game like StarCraft 2 could, with StarCraft 1 lasting over 10 years, StarCraft 2, if upgraded and if graphically improved, and new content is continually released for it, new balance patches, new expansions, StarCraft, even though it's only planned for 2 expansions, they could easily throw another one on there and make this game be exciting to watch for almost 20 years. I could easily see StarCraft 2 with that sort of lifetime as a pro gaming center of focus. So that's really something to think about. Diablo 3 I don't think would ever last as long as a competitive esport game unless they had some way to really make it interesting, and I don't think they quite have that. But I think they can make it into... I think it has much more esports potential than World of Warcraft, and that brings me to my next subject. Could that esports recruitment by Blizzard be for World of Warcraft? And I really don't think they would do that. And the reason that I don't think they would do that is because World of Warcraft, like I said before, is starting to be aimed to the younger generation with the Panda expansion, and the younger generation is just not as interested in playing it. So the only two options left out there are Diablo, since they've had StarCraft-specific esports job positions being advertised before, and now they don't. It's just general esports stuff. So it would probably be Diablo or Titan, and Titan is probably not what the game's going to be named. I don't know that, but Titan is this sort of nickname that everyone is calling the next generation MMORPG or next generation MMO that is being designed by Blizzard Entertainment. So Titan, from what I understand, as far as rumors that have been floating around, Titan is going to be a more open-ended, everybody wins, feel-good bullshit type of game like World of Warcraft than a competitive game like StarCraft 2 or a Left 4 Dead turned RPG style game like Diablo 3. And please don't say that I am ripping off Left 4 Dead or claiming that Diablo is ripping off Left 4 Dead, because we all know that Diablo predates almost every single modern game that we still play. So that's just my little bit of thoughts on it. I think that it's something that's going to come in. Oh, and really quickly, I wanted to point out that Bashiok said on his Twitter that when Arena comes into play, it is something that will be patched in. It is something that will be free. We will not be charged for it. I don't think anybody out there thought we would be charged for it, but we won't. And I'll see what I can do about putting the tweet in the info for this video, or a link to the tweet, I mean. And so that's basically all I have for the time being on the esports aspect of Diablo 3. I want to try to start an esports organization, or an organization of players or of people that have a background in StarCraft 2 and in Diablo 2, and are excited about Diablo 3 and the prospect of turning Diablo 3's PvP arena system into a spectator sport of entertainment. So if you're interested in working in any way, shape, or form with that, and you have a good bit of background in esports or in StarCraft 2, please shoot me a message or leave a comment in the video's comments or on the Reddit thread. But that's all I got for today. Oh, and one last thing. The video that you saw in the background is really laggy, and I'm pretty sure that's not my connection. I think Blizzard's got some major fucking issues to deal with on their server side of things. But anyway, thank you for watching. You can find me at Twitter at MacX10, at MACKXTEN. And if you like my videos, please like them and please subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow on episode 3 of the Mailroom. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, please leave them in the comments for this video or send me a message, and I will answer them in the mailbox or the Mailroom tomorrow. Sorry, Total Biscuit, didn't mean to rob you there. Bye-bye.